The Indian National Congress is not just another political party in India. It is one of the oldest continuously active political parties in the world outside Europe and North America, and for much of modern Indian history, it was the central force around which national politics revolved. Founded in 1885, the Congress began under British colonial rule and later became the principal organization of India's freedom struggle. After independence, it governed India for decades, shaped the country's constitutionally secular identity, built major institutions, and guided the early economic model. But its story is not a straight line of triumph. It includes ideological battles, dramatic splits, towering leaders, periods of dominance, emergency rule, decline, reinvention, and a continuing struggle to define its role in a more competitive political era. The Congress was founded on December 28, 1885, at a time when India was under British rule and political participation for Indians was extremely limited. Its first session was held in Bombay, now Mumbai, and was presided over by Wimish Chandra Banerjee, often written as W.C. Banerjee. In its earliest years, the Congress was not a mass movement demanding immediate independence. It was a forum where educated Indians could discuss political reform, civil rights, and greater Indian representation in administration. Yet this made it historically significant. It was the first modern nationalist movement to emerge in the British Empire across Asia and Africa, creating a political language through which Indians from different regions could imagine themselves as part of one nation. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the Congress gradually moved from petitions and constitutional demands toward a broader national struggle. The turning point came especially after 1920, when Mahatma Gandhi's leadership transformed the party. Gandhi brought mass politics into the Congress by connecting elite political demands with ordinary people's daily lives. Movements such as non-cooperation and civil disobedience turned the Congress into a vehicle of popular resistance against British rule. The party's appeal widened across regions, classes, and communities, even though it was never free from internal disagreements. Under Gandhi's influence, the Congress became the main political organization of the independence movement and also inspired other anti-colonial nationalist movements across the British Empire. When India became independent in 1947, the Congress moved from being a freedom movement to becoming the ruling party of a new republic. This transition was enormous. It now had to govern a country marked by partition, poverty, linguistic diversity, princely states, and competing visions of development. Jawaharlal Nehru, India's first prime minister and a Congress leader, became the face of this early period. Under him, the party promoted a secular state, meaning the government would not be identified with one religion. It also supported planned economic development, creating the Planning Commission and introducing 5-year plans. The goal was to build industry, reduce poverty, modernize agriculture, and protect national unity through democratic institutions. For the first decades after independence, the Congress functioned as what political scientists often call a catch-all party. It contained conservatives, socialists, regional leaders, trade unionists, secular nationalists, and local power brokers under one umbrella. This is why it is often described as a big tent party positioned around the center of the Indian political spectrum. Its dominance was not simply because it won elections, it also had deep organizational roots across states and districts. In the 17 general elections held since independence, the Congress has won an outright majority 7 times and has led ruling coalitions 3 more times. Altogether, it has headed the central government for more than 54 years, a record unmatched by any other Indian party. The post-Nehru period brought instability and transformation. After Nehru's death in 1964 and Lal Bahadur Shastri's short tenure, Indira Gandhi rose to national leadership. Her era reshaped the Congress more than almost any other. In 1969, the party suffered a major split. The faction led by Indira Gandhi became known as Congress, R, while the older organization was called Congress, O. Indira's faction emerged stronger, winning the 1971 general election by a huge margin. Her politics mixed populist slogans, centralized leadership, and a more personal style of authority. This period showed that the Congress was no longer only an umbrella of regional bosses and ideological groups, it was increasingly being reorganized around a dominant national leader. The most controversial chapter of Congress rule came between 1975 and 1977, when Indira Gandhi declared a state of emergency in India. During this period, civil liberties were restricted, opposition leaders were jailed, press freedom was curtailed, and the state gained extraordinary powers. The emergency remains one of the most debated moments in Indian democracy because it came from a party that had once led the struggle for freedom and constitutional rights. In 1977, the Congress was voted out, proving that Indian voters could punish even the most powerful ruling party. Yet the Congress returned to power later, and another split in 1979 led to Congress I, which the Election Commission recognized as the Congress in 1981. After Indira Gandhi's assassination in 1984, Rajiv Gandhi led the Congress to a massive electoral victory. He represented a younger, more technologically minded image of leadership and spoke of modernization, computers, and administrative reform. But the party's dominance was weakening beneath the surface. In 1989, Congress lost power to the National Front. The era of one-party dominance was giving way to coalition politics, regional parties, caste-based mobilization, and sharper ideological competition. The Congress still remained a national force, but it could no longer assume that its independence-era legacy would automatically translate into electoral supremacy. Indian politics was becoming more fragmented, and voters were increasingly willing to support alternatives at both state and national levels. One of the Congress Party's most important ideological shifts came under Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao in the early 1990s. Facing a serious economic crisis, his government moved India toward liberalization, privatization, and globalization. This marked a sharp break from the older Congress model associated with heavy state planning and a mixed economy. The reforms opened India more widely to markets, foreign investment, and private enterprise. Supporters credit this period with laying the foundation for faster economic growth. Critics argue it also increased inequality and weakened older welfare commitments. Either way, the Rao era showed the Congress adapting to a new global economy while trying to maintain its image as a centrist and socially conscious party. The Congress lost the 1996 general election and then spent a record 8 years out of national office. Its return came in 2004 through the United Progressive Alliance, or UPA, led by Manmohan Singh as Prime Minister and supported politically by Sonia Gandhi's leadership of the party. The UPA years combined market-oriented growth with welfare legislation and rights-based policies. Congress emphasized social inclusion, education, health, rural development, and protections for disadvantaged groups. In 2009, the UPA won again, and Manmohan Singh became the first Prime Minister since Indira Gandhi in 1971 to be re-elected after completing a full 5-year term. For a moment, it seemed the Congress had found a stable coalition-era formula. That stability collapsed in 2014. Under the leadership of Rahul Gandhi in the general election, the Congress suffered a historic defeat, winning only 44 seats in the 543-member Lok Sabha. The Bharatiya Janata Party, which had emerged since the 1990s as the Congress's main national rival, won a decisive mandate. In 2019, Congress failed to make major gains, winning 52 seats and again falling short of becoming the official opposition. These defeats revealed deep challenges: organizational decline in several states, leadership questions, weaker messaging, and the difficulty of countering the BJP's national appeal. The Congress still had history and national presence, but it was no longer the default party of Indian politics. In the 2024 general election, the Congress performed better than many expected, winning 99 seats and forming the official opposition with its highest seat count in a decade. This did not restore its old dominance, but it did show that the party remained politically relevant. Today, the Congress describes itself as centrist, secular, egalitarian, and supportive of a social market economy and welfare state. It advocates equal opportunity, civil liberties, the right to education, the right to health, and contemporary economic reforms. Organizationally, it works through district units, Pradesh Congress committees at the state level, the All India Congress Committee, and bodies such as the Congress Working Committee, Youth Congress, Sevadal, Intuk, and NSUI. With Mallikarjun Kharge as party president, its central challenge is clear: turning a vast legacy into a convincing future. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more explainers.